So you finally did it, NAKABA. You made your main characters cannibals. Before I begin this review of Chapter 33 of Fortnite the Apocalypse, please do me a favor and leave your own thoughts on the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Now, let's get into it. What's up, guys? I got Pencil here, and here we are to review Chapter 33 of Fortnite the Apocalypse, known as The Evil Feast. And this was evilly disgusting, because NAKABA, you're filthy. Like, this chapter just makes me retch, and I just finished eating. So, well, let's hop right into it. We get to see that there's a whole squad of people here. Wonderful. The two idiots ran straight into the village. And like I said at the end of the last chapter review, this contrived, I will leave my grievances with them getting in here with the last chapter. I will just continue on from this point as if this wasn't stupidly contrived. We get to see all these creepy people. They don't even have their eyes open. They're just all smiling. And it just, uncanny valley, I suppose, is the sensation that I'm supposed to say, or the word that I'm supposed to use to describe this, but it just feels wrong with them all smiling like this. And once again, I'm not shocked that Percival is falling for this mess, because Percival isn't world warring. This man has no reason to have any sort of preconceptions against a whole bunch of smiling people like this that are just crowded around. But Donnie, you're at least a little bit worldly. You're a trickster and a thief yourself. You've robbed your own family members. I feel like this shouldn't be a situation that you should fall so easily for. You should see this and you should instantly know. Your senses should go off and be like, this is a bad situation. I can tell, because no village acts like this before. You've been to multiple villages at this point. When have they ever come out and greeted you like this? Not a single one of them are speaking either. What? Donnie is acting like he's already drunk and has no preconceived notion of what's going on, but somehow, some way, he falls for it. And then we get to see this monster menace of a man. Jeez, this man looks like Bartra fused with the Demon King, fused with Meliodas' old Demon King outfit. When he had his true magic state, that's what it looks like. And this man is a titan. He is worried about the wrong village. He needs to go get him some hoops, bro. Legitimately, this guy's a titan. He's very off-putting, especially because his pupils, his eyes themselves are so tiny you can barely tell he has them. And I just really don't like the people. I'm not gonna lie, the people are what freaking me out the most, even more than the Titanic man. Then we get to see Ard. For some reason, that name triggered something in me. I think Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. And in that moment where I left to go look for something, not only did I find nothing when I went to go Google it, because Ardo wasn't a character in the original series. However, I will have to say that this dog that he has thoroughly reminds me of a purgatory beast. And the one person who would have this definitely seems like Pelgard, or if it's not Pelgard, it's one of Arthur's knights, because it would make sense for him to have access to Purgatory Beasts, because the Mother of Chaos created all the monsters anyway. So if he made a guard dog that could look like a normal dog but was actually secretly a Purgatory Beast, it wouldn't surprise me. This guy, everything in this chapter just feels off. And it's honestly making me a little bit uncomfortable, but I like that. It's shown me that NAKABA, I don't know how or why, but in terms of building atmosphere, he's gotten so much better from last series. Every single area seems to have its own feeling and tone to it. And honestly, this area just has this very deep, unsettling feeling while reminding me of so many things of the past. But then we get to see that Anne and Nasians, while they're sitting with Ard, this hunter dude, he's literally explaining to them that, well, it's just a den of monsters. They be eating people. There's no village here before, but 10 years ago they came here and just started eating people. And apparently, the interesting thing is, the moment the villagers leave the village, they turn into monsters. But at the same time, how does he know that? It seems weird. I don't know. How long has he been stationed here to have actually witnessed one of them leave the village, and what would they leave the village for? And there's so many questions established here just by the sheer knowledge that they turn back into monsters once they leave the village. How are they being suppressed into their human form like this? And why are they not savage feral beasts that just instantly consume whatever comes in front of them. But regardless of that, I guess that has to do with the old man, who seems to be the only lucid one. But it honestly makes me wonder a lot of questions about the old man too. Like, this is a very interesting locale, no matter how unsettling it is. But then it makes, like, here's the thing. This dude seems so shady though, because he says any traveler who goes in is never seen again. You see what I mean? But how long were you posted out here to know this? And how many travelers have you sacrificed to that village? Like, as good as this information is for like Nasians and Anne, if I were in there, but then again, they're 16. I gotta remember that these are like kids. But in my mind, like, if I would be asking, well, to be fair, I probably wouldn't ask him questions, but in my head, I'd be like, how do you know that? What do you mean by that? Elaborate. Guarantee it. Stand by it. Like, I'd be asking so many questions, like, how do you know this? Why do you know this? And why haven't you done anything before? Why didn't you try to stop us quicker than that? Like, this seems really, really weird. However, we do get to see that Anne has declared imperatively that she and Nasians must simply go on and save their friends. And that's cool. That's cool. I'm glad that they still do care so much that they're willing to risk their life with this man-eating village. Like, I may just have to let them go. Like, I just have to hope senseis or something like that. I would not enter that bad boy. But then we get to see this man Donnie. He is drinking up a storm, but then he takes a deep pause and is like, wait a minute, like, this ale, it is kind of smacking and all, but it has like a kind of weird taste to it. Like, what you mean by this? What do you mean by this? And the old man has like under ale. The villagers modeled it after Britannia's ale. And I remember Burnia ale from the last series, but I don't remember anything being called Britannia's ale. But the interesting thing is that this sounds like this man isn't of this world, because he said modeled it after Britannia's ale. So which realm is he from? He obviously reminds me of a demon clan member, like an elder demon. He reminds me of that because of the outfit he's wearing and, you know, the whole like dark connotations around him. This may just be, I doubt a goddess would work with a bunch of man-eating demons, even if they did have him under control. However, if he is from the demon world, what made him come here? Did he come through that dimensional cave? How does he have the control of all these monsters? What's keeping these monsters from just not munching on these protagonists, other than the fact that they are the protagonists, obviously? But jeez, this is just so creepy. Like, those empty, soulless, dark eyes and those empty smiles. Ugh. And Donnie, you're just being an idiot, but you're already drunk, I guess. But we get to see that, and once again, the old man mentions they cannot speak the Britannian tongue. That is why. Will that be a problem? And like, what are these things? Like, is this also oh my, too much of that guy with ASMR. Please leave. But regardless of that, like, what does he mean by that? Like, where are these purgatory beasts? Because we know monsters aren't necessarily demons. Not all monsters are demons. They can also just be like children of the mother of chaos, or just children of chaos, essentially, like imperfect creatures. But then the question becomes like, what y'all doing here? What do y'all speak? Like, what's going on? I'm just confused. But then we get to see that Percival, for some reason, drops like this completely random lesson of, now we don't need language. If we could read each other's hearts, we can still be friends. And like, that was oddly inspirational, Percival, for some like random scenario. But I guess it'd be like that when it'd be like that sometimes. But regardless of that, we get to see that the old man, well, that's actually cool that Percival got that phrase from his grandfather. He didn't just make it up himself. But the thing is, the old man notices the dragon handle on Percival's back, and then Sin, one for dramatic flair and entrances, I guess, reveals himself from standing on the top of a building and is glaring down like, who the heck are you, you old man? I saw that bird back in Kant. I know you've been using it to spy on us since then. So tell me, are you after Percy here, the coffin of eternal darkness, or both? And okay, Sin, I get you suspect this man of just being like the ultimate menace and the ultimate demon, but like, why would you openly confirm that stuff to him? You could have said it was a replica. You could have lied and said Percy's not Percy. Like, That seemed like a very bold and brash move that has like no connotation. Why did you reveal your presence? Why didn't you not just instantly assault this man? Like, and the thing is, this man didn't recognize that Sin was even there. Like, this dude's obviously magically inclined, but he didn't sense Sin's presence. So Sin, you literally could have leaped down from the heavens and just the back of this man's head off and probably solved the whole situation before it happened. I don't know why you just suddenly decided to reveal yourself. But then we also get to see just weirdly stupid motivated decisions. Like, these past two chapters have honestly low-key been full of them. But we get to see that this old man asked Sin to go talk privately. And Sin, a character who seems to take orders from nobody, like, he does a little mean glare and says sure, but then he just willingly follows the old dude. And the old dude tells the man eating ogres that are disguised as humans to prepare food for them. And oh my, this is the part that really shook me, because like, I had already sort of mentally inferred in my head, oh, that ale is made of blood, isn't it? But then we get to see that this weird tasting food they're eating, Percival and Donnie are just munching up. It's humans. It's literally humans, because they finish through like the meat and then they ask for more. And Percival and Donnie know specifically this is weird tasting meat that they've never had before. And we see this one demon dude who's speaking. Maybe they are just demons, because that seems to look like demon speak we've seen before, whatever they're saying. But we see this portly man, this portly monster dude, like sharpen a knife, lick it, and then look at what seems to be the shaking body of a human woman. And like, I'm actively disgusted. Like, I know that man out there has to be feeding sacrifices, because there ain't no way. I'm just actively disgusted. I cannot. NAKABA, you are really, like, every single thing NAKABA didn't get to do in Seven Deadly Sins, now that he has an established standing with the series and he knows people are gonna read it regardless, this man is going nuts. He's going absolutely insane. Like, there's no way I'm witnessing this man NAKABA just lose his mind like this. But he's doing it. I can't knock his hustle. He's making the manga. I'm gonna keep reading and reviewing it. But I felt disgusted. Have you seen the blood splatter all over the big dude's face? Nasty. But it's weird. Like, apparently Sin did decipher who this old man is, but he also just fell into the old man's trap and just followed him and went to sleep. Like, what? Like, Sin, you aren't this dumb. You're supposed to be the smart. What? Yeah, like, NAKABA, I'm not gonna lie, this has not been looking good for 3 of our MCs so far. This has only been looking good for Anne, really, and like a little bit of Nasians, but outside of that, and even then, they're kind of like, they're a little bit dumb for not questioning this man who knows so much about this village, yet apparently has never done anything about it. But hey, it's neither here nor there. This is also a really cool background, like seeing this old demon man. Oh, actually, not just that. Not only did his outfit remind me of Meliodas, but the bottom of the outfit actually the bottom and the cuffs. Now that I look at it, it's not even very much Meliodas' true magic form. This reminds me of Mael when he had absorbed all 4 commandments. He seemed to have the same marks and stripes and stuff like that. And like, is this the best place to get into it? I feel like this is the best place to get into my little fan theory that this dude may be like a remnant conscious of the Demon King, or like something along those lines, or something left over from the commandments. Because remember, the commandments gained sentience on their own, and we know the commandments went back to, obviously, they're all the commandments and made something like this. But this outfit and this look just seems too familiar to like an old Demon King for me to think that it just has no relation. Maybe this is just a Demon King fanboy or something like that. But even still, this outfit just strikes too many chords with me. It seems way too familiar for me to just, yeah, well, okay, whatever. It's just a cool fit. He just got drip. Like, he does have drip indeed, but something just about it seems off to me. But then we get to see that this village is surrounded by stones, and the group is like forced to stay within this line of stones, because once they pass it, they become monsters again. And this elder person is sort of the one that keeps them in check, but he obviously doesn't have them fully in check because one almost left the village. But we get to see that this dude really is just a titan. Like, he's towering over everybody there. But then we see that the main goal here is to actually destroy their idol, the weird stone in the center of the village. Like, this massive thing. And that honestly reminds me of a tabletop, honestly. That's what it reminds me of the most off rip. But it also reminds me of like one of the ceiling things. Like, it doesn't look like the Coffin of Eternal Darkness when it was sealed. It doesn't look like that. But this, it reminds me of the sky egg from Prisoners of the Sky. Like, remember how an Enduro was sealed within a sky egg? So to see like this big old rock here balancing like that, it reminds me a lot of that. But then we get to see that, that's weird. This guy seems way too shady. Like, he's sweating a lot and he's telling them to go rescue their friends. He's not going to help out at all. He says he's going to divert their attention from the outside so you can sneak in. And we get to see that, wait, I'm not gonna lie, Anne hasn't been a factor since her own arc, and she was barely even a factor there. I forgot all about her true seeing ability. I'm not even gonna lie, I just had a little jump scare, because apparently so far in all this conversation he hasn't lied just yet, because, and I forgot Anne can see lies and stuff like that, but I wonder if that can be tricked. I really do wonder if that can be tricked, because this dude still seems too shady. And the thing is, this dude apparently just maybe a scary cat who didn't want to interfere before because he was afraid for his own life, but now he doesn't want to see any more innocent people get killed. And I still don't trust it. But then again, the chapter just ends with the status of two of our main characters going, like, what's with them taking out Percival? Like, Percival's going to sleep right here and right now, and they're definitely going to eat Donnie. Like, one of the dudes is reaching out for Donnie already to come and just munch on his head, and then Percival's falling asleep and he has a dude standing behind him. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get how 3 of our 5, technically 6 with Sylvan isn't even in there in that final group shot, but I don't get how 3 out of our 5 main characters are just certified, bona fide, registered, licensed idiots. Like, they're so stupid. But regardless of that, I'm actually super intrigued to see what happens in the next chapter, just because of like how high the stakes are now, because it looks like, unlike last time where we had someone who wasn't going to really do anything to the characters other than rob them in the case of Edlin, we now have these people that legitimately want to eat our main characters. So Nasians and Anne are going to have to go in with our support super deep to even hope to get this thing done. And I can't wait to see them do it. But that's it for me. I still think this chapter is like an 8 out of 10, because I love the atmosphere behind this chapter. I love the little character interactions we get between Art and our like literal side cast. I'm not gonna lie. I do like that's the thing. What drags, actually, this chapter is also getting a 7, because the stupidity of our characters who aren't supposed to be this stupid is like, it feels control. It feels like NAKABA himself is pulling the plot along behind this one. It hasn't felt like that in Fortnite: The Apocalypse pretty much ever. The plot has felt pretty natural and free flowing, but for Sin to be an idiot right off of Donnie being an idiot and Percival being still as naive as ever, it's like he just got off the mountain, even though he just had a situation very, very similar to this. It just feels wrong and stupid and dumb. So this chapter definitely gets a 7 out of 10. Even no matter how much I like the character interactions, no matter how much I like the artwork, even though Anne has a really big forehead in this last shot, and no matter how much I like the atmosphere the chapter sets up, it still gets a solid 7 out of 10. That's what I think. Please let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.